Dog.
Yeah, right. I've seen you fluttering your lashes and pouting like a fish with him.
Oh. Let's face it, you'd have to be made out of stone not to melt the side of that one. It's true. That is true.
Did he used to tell you that your eyes sparkled like diamonds in the night? No!
Beats me what that girl sees in him.
Canderel, as sweet as life.
On the email currently, I support 100% Nick's right to wear his Steelers tie. Dave Perry, his uncle.
Yeah, good old Dave with the ties. Just a reminder to Nick, says Dave Richardson, he recommended benching Tommy Maddox through the third quarter. Yeah, what do I know? Hey, what do I know? I told you the Steelers would come back, says a delighted Philip Addison. I want Nick's job after tonight, Philip. You got the thing, and I tell you. And here's Chris Carter saying, put the tie back on, you're going all the way. That tie is done. Loads of emails about the tie. Loads of emails from everybody tonight as well. I just wish we could get to more, but we really do appreciate getting them. Thanks a lot. Keep them coming.
Told you who's producing and directing this game. The technical producer, Dave Hill. Technical director, Rich Basili. And the audio mixer, Fred Aldis. Associate directors, Greg Scopatoni, Derek Manning. And the broadcast associates, Jacob Ullman, Jeremy Green, Dave Schwabe, and Steve Kleinfeld in booth. And our guy, editorial consultant, Steve Horn, helping as we start the second quarter. 7-7 game. On a third down throw, it's batted up, and Kenny Holmes trying to get to it before it hits the grass. Cannot. And it's time for the 49ers to punt.
Yeah, and Kenny Holmes, he came here from Tennessee. He had struggled last season. He'd been struggling early in this season, and the Giant coaches were wanting to get a little bit more out of him. But here in the last couple of weeks, he has really elevated his play and done a nice job. In fact, he's got 3 sacks in the last couple of games and has made his presence known. And the coach has been very pleased with the way he has played. And in fact, this entire defense has played well.
Bill LaFleur with a good punt. Delvin Joyce from inside the 25. They like this guy. And the little man gets it out near the 39-yard line. This is our little perch here at, what do they call this place? Is this not, it's not that other name. It's not really Candlestick Park.
It'll always be Candlestick to me.
You played some big ones here.
Yeah, we had quite a few, some good matchups against these 49ers.
Yeah, we lost a couple of times.
Yeah, I was going to say. You watched some big ones from out of here, Chris.
I did, yeah, a lot of good TV games there.
I think the one thing you can take out of the first quarter is that the Giants offensively, even with the turnover, and they survived 4 turnovers a week ago at home in the win against Philly to get to this point, they're still able to move the ball, and they've been moving it. Every time they've touched it, the turnover stopped them their first time. This is Barber, and he's got this side of the field wide open. Tiki Barber out of bounds inside the 35. They'll mark him out at the 32.
Well, this is what makes Tiki Barber so special, is this entire left side of the offensive line. Luke Pettigrew is going to collapse Andre Carter. That gives Tiki Barber the cutback, coming back to the left, outside, outrunning everybody. Here's a better look at it. Luke Pettigrew along with Jeremy Shockey, and because they collapse that right side of the defensive line, gives Tiki Barber a tremendous amount of room to run.
18th play inside San Francisco territory in this game for New York, and more running room on the left side for Barber. That last play, by the way, 29 yards from a guy who ended up number 2 in the NFC in rushing yards with 1,387. And right now, Tiki Barber is number 2 on the all-time Giants total yardage list, right behind Frank Gifford, in front of Rodney Hampton and Dave Megan.
And 91st downs leads the NFC. He just keeps moving those chains.
2nd down and 5. Shockey, hands on, still rolling, down to the goal line, not in, but brought down right at the goal line, and Shockey is talking now.
And you know what? At the end of that play, Jeremy Shockey intentionally went after Julian Peterson. I thought he could have had a touchdown, but he saw number 98 over there and headed straight for him to try and knock him back into the end zone. Here's just one-on-one, exactly what they were hoping for. Julian Peterson, they thought they could get him. Look at him. He just goes right after Peterson, spins, and comes right back into him to give him a shot.
He is a beauty. First and goal, and a good play up front by the 49ers. Loss on the play of one as Tiki Barber's brought down immediately.
Well, he's able to get off the line of scrimmage against Julian Peterson, and here's the catch, and you just can't throw a shoulder in on Jeremy Shockey. He has shown that time after time. You've got to wrap him up, and you're absolutely right, Chris. He looks for contact. And right now, you talk about getting the Giants motivated. This crowd right now is in a frenzy.
Somewhere, Mike Ditka and Jackie Smith are smiling. Second down and goal. Collins looking for him, having fight for it, and he has another. It was Parrish who was in front of him, may have jumped too soon. And just like a week ago against Dawkins, there's Shockey coming down with a jump ball for a touchdown.
Jim Moreeeee Jr. told us yesterday that he likes Tony Parrish on Jeremy Shockey. Feels that he could cover him very well. But as you mentioned, this is just like last week in the matchup with Brian Dawkins. He is such a physical player and such a big target that if you get the ball up, it's like playing basketball. He goes after the football, and there's not many DBs that can compete with him.
To make it a 7-point lead, it's Bryant, and it's 14-7.
I just don't think the Giants can believe that they're leaving Shockey one-on-one on the outside. How long does it take to believe that you can't stop that guy with that coverage?
He said he's going to wait until the offense is rolling to start talking and doing his thing. Shockey's doing his thing. 14.
Maybe everyone doesn't enjoy Jeremy Shockey's reaction, but you have to like his game.
You got to respect it.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's hard-nosed, he's a tough player, talks a lot of trash, and he gets the job done.
So this is the thing, I mean, for me, he's another Deion Sanders in that he talks it up and whips it up and draws attention to himself, but he delivers, as you say. And Chris Collinsworth, I think he hit the nail on the head there. He's saying, yeah, I'm looking for someone to hit. Forget the end zone. Let me see if I can hit someone. But then he's got good height and he's got good awareness as well. And you have to say, actually, Collins has just thrown a beauty there.
Yeah, 6'5", jump ball in the end zone in the corner. A safety can't cover him. Can even out-jump him.
He's going to be one of those guys that you love to hate. Shockey brings colour and excitement and razzmatazz to the league, and you can never have enough of those guys. Well, I suppose you can have too many. You know, they'll drive you nuts. But you know, you're going to love him if you're a Giants fan. You're going to hate him if you're a fan of somebody else. But you're never going to ignore him. He's not boring.
And you being a Giants fan, being a former Giant player, some of his reactions off the field, what do you think?
He's got to contain that. Like, for instance, he threw ice in the stands.
Yeah, he can't do that.
You can't get worried about what the fans are doing to you. Play the game. He's got to be more focused. If he does that on the field, he'll be a complete player.
What would Bill Parcells have done with him if he'd found out about the ice?
Well,
as his coach.
Probably fine him, but I don't think he'll cut him or anything like that.
Yeah, but he'd have some words, wouldn't he?
Absolutely.
He'd take some of the air out of his tires.
And in preseason, he had a fight with one of the players. I think Brandon Short, and Fassel says, I knew I had a player then. I mean, from a coach, I could see his point of view, but from a team, I don't know.
Well, to be honest with you, the linebacker came and got in his face. You got to sing, rookie, you got to sing. We all have to sing in your rookie year. He didn't want to do it, so they got into a fight. Rumor has it Jeremy Shockey won that fight.
Yeah, and training camp, I mean, you know, there's always punch-ups and, guys letting off steam in training camp. I mean, if it's happening every day, you've got a problem, but once in a blue moon, it's not going to bother you. Shockey's the kind of guy that's going to get up your nose, even if he's your best buddy.
Well, if Amani Toomer scared Jim Moreeeee Jr. more than Shockey coming into this game, I would imagine the opinion has changed over on that 49er sideline.
I think Jim Moreee's a believer right now.
High kickoff from Bryant. Paul Smith takes it. Gets to the 30 and beyond. They'll mark him at the 31. You look at the big play on the drive from Jeremy Shockey. He gets him to the goal line. Chris, you pointed out that he hunted up Julian Peterson for contact. And then after Barber gets thrown for a 1-yard loss, 2nd and goal, Kerry Collins just throws it up and says, I trust you, go get it. And he comes down with a touchdown.
I just think guys like this are so great for football. Everybody wants to talk about the money and they're playing for this or playing for that. But there are guys that are out there like Michael Strahan, like Jeremy Shockey, who are just passionate about the game, and they're really fun to watch.
That's Barlow. And one thing you would have to believe, Troy, is the 49ers can't get away from what they do, and that is run the football. And that's really how they come into this game thinking they can run the football against the Giants defense.
Yeah, and I think that's a point of frustration for Jeff Garcia. You're right that they have really gone through this entire season saying we're going to establish the running game, and they've been able to do that. And the passing game actually is ranked 14th in the National Football League, which is very unusual for a 49er offense. And I think Garcia would like to see them open things up more than what they have.
Garcia just changed the play at the line. 2nd down and 8, and that's Terrell Owens. Makes a quick spin move and hops out of bounds with a 1st down. And then a hit on the sideline, but no flag. Omar Stoudemire, who was one of 3 Giants players fined for trash talking and the like after that first game, was over there with a late hit.
Well, Jeff Garcia with an audible because the safety's going to sneak up here, and now he knows he has one-on-one coverage on the outside with Terrell Owens. Checks off to the plate. That's all the 49ers want. One-on-one situations where he gets a chance to work against any quarterback in the league.
And Johnny Lynn told us yesterday he will not be afraid to play him one-on-one.
Garcia sprints out to the left, and he'll just tuck and run. And he gets collared, brought down with a 1st down. Kenny Holmes all the way out there to make the tackle.
And at practice on Friday out there, they ran this play a couple of different times. It's a defense for the Giants that sometimes the ends will start crashing a little too hard. And so when they start doing that, Kenny Holmes crashing, trying to get involved in the run, then you come out with the naked on the backside with the quarterback. As you see right here, Kenny Holmes, he collapses. So you come back out, and there's a keeper the whole way. He's got Derek Zeeks out in front of him blocking.
49ers inside Giant territory, down by 7. Garcia lets it go, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Eric Johnson. 2nd and 10. Coming this February, DW, Larry Mack, and the Emmy Award-winning Fox Racing team are back, starting with a 45th running of the Daytona 500. Great American Race kicks off NASCAR on Fox coverage through June.
You guys ever been to that race?
I myself, I have.
Have you? I was down on the infield, never saw a car.
I was a guest of Sterling Marlin's, and he won the race that day.
Oh, really? Sterling Marlin. Huh?
Sterling Marlin.
Dominating the clock are the Giants. 2nd down and 10. That's Hurst running right up the middle, and a nice gain on 2nd down. It'll bring up 3rd after a pickup of 4.
Yeah, the one thing in this organization, and I think with these fans, they're so used to having Bill Walsh's offense, and which is a throw-first offense and then run. I'm not sure that they can really appreciate the balance of Steve Mariucci, nor will they ever appreciate it. They like to see the football thrown around, thrown down the field, and that's not really what this offense is all about.
Terrell Owens there.
3rd down and 6. Garcia steps up. Gonna try to run for it, and he'll make it for a 1st down.
You're going to see Michael Strahan. He said that when he rushed the passer, he wanted to be able to keep even leverage and try to keep Garcia from going outside. He does that, but they don't get any pressure up in front, and so Garcia is able to step up inside, and then once he gets outside is when he creates problems for a defense. Picks up a lot of yards on that scramble.
Donovan McNabb, Steve McNair, running quarterbacks have been giving this Giants defense fits all season.
The Giants really don't spy on the quarterback. They did not have that in their plan. Owens looking to throw. He has a man. The catch is made. Streets is hoping to get away, but can't. 1st and goal.
For the touchdown early in the game, gets burned on this one as well. He reacts up to the reverse by Owens and allows Streets to get in behind him.
Well, they had run the fake reverse earlier and handed it to the tailback. That time they run the reverse, but rather than Terrell Owens running it, which normally a team will do the first time, they come off of that with the reverse pass. Good call by Greg Knapp.
1st and goal. Garcia flushed again. To the end zone. Brought down just shy of the goal line.
Michael Strahan. He's going to come. This time he takes an inside rush, and that allows Jeff Garcia to get back outside. And that's the one thing that he did not want to have happen, although Cornelius Griffin was looping back out, hoping to get there as well to contain him, but he didn't get there in time.
And he's not Michael Vick, but he's sure giving this Giants defense a headache.
Not able to get in is Beasley.
But Troy, that goes back to what Strahan knew from watching the films, that Garcia watches him on the outside, and if he's going to crash in, he's coming out. If he's going up the field, he's going to duck under and then come back out. So right now, Jeff Garcia outmatching Michael Strahan, even though Strahan knows exactly what's going on.
Right, and Michael Strahan told us that if he's going to make that inside move, he may look over at Cornelius Griffin and say, hey, cover me on the outside. Griffin tried on that last play, but was just unable to get there.
3rd and goal. That's Barlow. No sign. And they're going to mark him just shy of the goal line.
That's one you may want to think about reviewing. I really don't think the line judge on the side had any sort of view as to what happened. The umpires in this league cannot call a touchdown. This is the line judge's view, so you can see it's just a mass of bodies in there. But you look at the football, and to me, it looked pretty clear that it was on the line for a touchdown.
Well, Terrell Owens is begging the sideline to throw the challenge flag.
Don't think there's any question that's a touchdown. Steve Mariucci has the flag in his hand. Watch this throw. Here we go. Kind of a weak throw, but
that wasn't.
Got the point across.
There's no weight in it. There's no weight in that flag. It's like a bandana.
Yeah, but he was a college quarterback and a good one. All-American, 2-time All-American, and just, yeah, that was lame.
I would hope it doesn't have a weight because that was bad.
Well, it looks as if Ron Winter is over there questioning Mariucci, questioning the call, and you could see Mariucci saying, I'm challenging the spot of the football, and it certainly looked to us like Barlow got across.
You know, it's always hard to tell where the knee was it down, but it looked like being on top of the player.
San Francisco has challenged the ruling on the field, but the runner was down by contact short of the goal line.
It kind of looked like, guys, that the knees of Kevin Barlow were on a body and were never down until his arm hit down with a ball right on the goal line.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question in my mind that that was a touchdown. The only issue is, did any knee or elbow touch down beforehand, and being on top of those bodies, I just don't think that could happen. That looks like a touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like a touchdown from up here when it was happening, and then looking at these replays, it still looks like a touchdown. Here's a better look. You get a chance to see his knees. Those are not down. They're not down at any point. He's laying on bodies. That's a touchdown.
And remember, they can look at various angles. So even though it takes two different views, where one, you see the ball going across the line, and then you can use that second view to see that the knees aren't down. So you don't have to be able to see it all in a single view.
Well, the crowd certainly reacted, and if peer pressure has anything to do with it, Ron Winter will go under that hood, take a look at it, and may change the call, but we'll take another look.
We already know that the knees were never down. Now, did the ball ever cross the plane? And it's right there, I believe, if I'm seeing things correctly.
There it is right there,
and
coming down on the line.
There's just no question. Right there, it's on the line. That's a touchdown.
And by the way, when the challenge happened, the 49er offense was still on the field. They were going to go for it on 4th and goal from inches away, and I guess if they don't get the call reversed and it doesn't go their way, they'll stay with that and go for it on 4th down.
Well, one of the interesting dynamics about this league is the fact that they were hanging around out there to give a couple of more reviews to the coaches in the press box, whether or not they actually wanted to challenge it. So whether or not they would have gone for it or not, I don't know. They probably would have called a timeout the last second, but they wanted to give those coaches upstairs another couple of looks.
If you've said all you want to say, I'm tapped out. I got nothing else on this.
don't know. Let's get 4 more.